In today's video, we're covering how to use the import tool to update the product pricing on your site. We'll go over how to review the data file, how to export a backup data file from your website, how to create a CSV profile for the import, running a test import, and then finally running the full import and seeing the prices update. So let's get started on step number 1, evaluating our data source file. So today I have a brand file from MT&T, Matt's Test and Tune brand. I need to identify 2 fields from this file for a price update. The first field will be the unique identifier, and the second will be the new price. So I have 2 identifying columns in this file. I have a product name and I have a product SKU. I don't want to use product name as an identifier when doing data work. Sometimes there may be duplicates of product names, or I might not have the product name entered on my site exactly how you find it entered here in the file. I might add things, extra descriptors like the brand, or I might add some fitment data to the product name when it's on my site. So the computer won't find that product name unless it's an exact match. But what I do see are the SKU numbers. Now SKU, stock IDs, dealer IDs, these are all great unique identifiers to use while using your import. Because as long as I have my unique identifier entered accurately, then it should match the value found on the brand file. So because I know I want to use this column as my unique identifier, I'm just going to highlight it real quick. Now the second field I need to identify is the price value. What's the new price value I want to upload to my site? I want to run my site using map pricing, and the brand file has a map column. So just like the unique identifier, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this column. So this column is my money column. Let's make that one green. So I have my unique identifier here, and then I have my new price here. These are going to be the source values. Next, I have to export the product data before I start working on it. This export is going to do 2 things. 1, it's going to help me identify where these values are mapped to on my site. And 2, it's going to serve as a backup where if a mistake does happen while performing this work, I can simply just re-import my backup file, and that will reset my product data to square one. It will take my product data and reset it to before I started performing this work, so we can reverse any kind of mistakes and then try again. So let's run our export. Because I'm working on one singular brand, then I can use my site filters to navigate to that brand and only export the products I have on my site assigned to that brand. To do that, I'll hover over Catalog and click on Brands. We'll do a quick search for the Matt's Test and Tune brand, and then click the brown box icon to view the product list. From the product list view, you can actually run an export, and that export will only export the products you see here in the results list. So here I'll have 7 products exported when I export from this view. To run the export, click into the Select Export Profile field. Find the product export profile you wish to use, and then click the green export button. You might notice the title of my product export is Matt's Product Export. That's because this is a custom export profile I've created just for my site. If you're looking to create a custom product profile for your site as well, simply just click on the little blue help icon, do a search for export profiles, and then you're looking for the how do I create an export profile article. In that article, you'll find a video tutorial with step-by-step instructions on how to create your very own custom CSV profile. Now that we've exported our product data, let's open the file. And before I do anything, I'm going to save this file as a backup. When saving your files, make sure that they are in CSV UTF-8 format. And then I'm going to just call this one backup. And then click the save button. Now that we have this product data saved, we can start identifying where the product data lives. So I have to find where examples of this SKU number are mapped to the different products found on my site. To do that, I'll just click into one of the fields. We'll copy this value. And then we'll come back over to our Excel sheet that we just exported from the site. Hit Control F to bring up the Find and Replace window. And then we'll paste the value and click Find Next. So I can see that that data value lives here. So I have the brand SKU numbers stored on my site into the Your Stock Number field. Let's go ahead and highlight that column. And then we'll highlight it to match the unique identifier fields from the brand file. Next, I know I want to import map pricing. And so those values will go into the price field of my products. So to make sure I keep these straight, I'm just going to highlight that column in the same color that I highlighted the price from the source file. So now we've identified the fields that we wish to import from the brand file, and we've also identified where those values are stored on our website. Now we need to create the CSV profile, which will take our source data and apply it to our target fields. So to do this, let's hover over Data and then click on CSV Profiles. We'll click the green Add Profile button and give our profile a title. Note that I begin my profiles with an exclamation point. Because the CSV profile list menu is sorted by default in an alphanumeric fashion, this little cheat right here will help bring your most used profiles to the very top of the list. It's just easier to find next time you want to use it. Our import type is a CSV. We're using CSV files. And we're going to make this profile update only. Just like how we exported our backup data as a safety measure, this update only option is an additional safety measure. With update only, any import completed using this profile will not be able to create new products on the site. If I did not have update only set to yes, then running this import would create a new product for any product in the file that did not have a corresponding unique identifier on the site. We'll look at that a little bit later. We're updating our products, and so our import model is products. And let's go ahead and click Add Profile. So now we have our profile, but our profile has no fields yet. Click on the blue fields icon. The first field that we'll add is our unique identifier. And so we can see the target field drop down here. This is where we want our data to land on the site. This is where we're shooting for. It's our target. And so our target on the site is the Your Stock Number column. So I'm going to click into the drop-down menu. I'll scroll down to Stock ID. And then the source value is where the data is coming from. So because I'm running this pricing update from the brand file to my site, all of my source values are coming from the brand file and all of my target values are going to the site. So the column from the brand file that matches the stock ID column from my backup file is SKU. I'm going to title this source value SKU. And yes, this is my unique identifier. This is the piece of data that the site will use to determine which product gets which price and if a product already or does not already exist on the site. Now that we have these set, go ahead and click the Add Field button. The next field we're going to add is the price field. Click the green Add Field button. Our target field, where we want this data to land on the site, is going to be the price field. So we click into the drop-down menu, scroll down and select price, and the source value is the column header of the data source file. So for our brand file, the source value is map. That's the header of the column that contains our price values. So for the source value, I'll just enter map. And this is not our unique identifier, so we'll keep this selected to no. Now we have our entire import profile for our pricing update. We're only updating our price, so we only need the two fields. One field to tell the computer which product is which, and the second field to tell the computer, and this is the price for that product. So before we complete our full import, we're going to run a quick test. This is how you can validate that one, your import accomplishes the task you're looking for it to accomplish, in this case, just updating the price, but also it will let us know if there were any mistakes. So if any fields that we did not want to be modified get modified, then we know that we have to revisit our process and identify why that mistake occurred. This is much easier to do with a test value where you only are importing 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 products tops. So let's create a quick test file. To do that, I'm simply going to copy the first few rows, making sure that I grab the header we'll copy those values, open a new sheet, and paste those values. We're then going to save this file and name it test. Again, make sure when saving your files that you have selected CSV UTF-8, comma delimited, and then click Save. Now that we have our test file created, we'll click the blue Run Import button. We'll choose our test file, and then click Open. You do not need to do force or append for a pricing update, so leave both of these checkboxes unchecked. Then we'll click the blue Run Import button. Here we can see one item was modified and one item was unchanged. So let's go back to our product list from the brand view and we'll see what happened. In my test file, I've imported updates for two products. The first one is flat test. The second one is gift card. We can see the product data on the site from before running the import. Flat test was here with a product price of $50. And gift card was here with a product price of $1. So because on the import, the gift card price of $1 matched what was already on the site, that product went unchanged. But when I press refresh for this screen, we should see the price value of the flat test product update from $50 to the $40 as found in the map column of our test file. Let's give it a whirl. There we go. So flat test is updated to $40. The stock ID is still the same. The dealer ID is still the same. Let's give a quick look on the front end. The product still works. Everything is still well formatted. Let's give a view to the product details. And the details still line up with how they were before I ran the import. So now we can go ahead and run the full import. From the CSV profile list view, we'll just click the blue up arrow import icon for our price update profile. Now we'll select our whole brand file and we'll run the import to update the rest of the pricing. Here you can see that we're giving a warning message. Cannot create new record because import profile is update only. So why did that happen? Because I secretly snuck in one product here that was not found on the site. So because this unique identifier value did not exist on the site, and we were using a CSV profile set to update only, the site prevented the file from creating a new product on our site that we don't already carry. It only allowed the products that were on our site to update, and it only updated the prices of the products that changed from the data that already existed on the site. Now from the brand product list menu, I should be able to click refresh, and we'll see the remaining products update to their current map pricing as found in our brand import. And there you go. Product pricing updated to the most current map pricing for a brand. I hope that helps out, guys.